buddy.
No go.
You are wonderful, wonderful.
There we go.
Good day, young princesses and knights, and welcome to story time. I'm so glad that you're all here because I'm really going to need some help telling the story. Will you guys help me tell the story? Oh, I can't hear you. Will you help me tell the story? That's more like it. All right, whenever I ask you a question, you never have to raise your hand. If you know the answer, you just shout it out as loud as you can, just like you did. Now we're going to play a little game to see if you can guess who this princess is going to be. Let's see. This princess is very intelligent and loves to read books. Belle, and you're dressed just like her today. You look beautiful. Everybody put your hands together. Help me to welcome the wonderful princess, Princess Belle. Are you all here for story time?
Yes.
Oh, I hope you are. I just love books and stories. I love to read about romance and adventure. Well, do you like stories? Do you have any favorite stories? What are some of your favorite stories? What are some of your favorite stories? Yeah? Beauty and the Beast, I heard wonderful. Well, I would like to share a story with you, and it's a true story that really happened to me. Would you be kind enough to help? I would be honored. And our friends said that they would help too, won't you? Wonderful idea. Well then, once upon a time, let's say that together. Those 4 magical words always begin my favorite stories. Are you ready? Once upon a time, I was walking along captivated by one of my favorite books when all of a sudden I heard, can you do this with your hands? That sound was the galloping of my father's horse, Philippe. You see, my father had left earlier that morning to travel to the fair, but now Philippe was coming back home. My father was no longer in the saddle. Oh, Philippe, where's Papa? Is he in some kind of trouble? And Philippe gave a nod. Well, take me to him quickly. Quickly. All right, Philippe took me galloping off into the forest. Faster, faster. We went deep, deep into the forest, and it grew very dark all around us. And then Philippe began to slow down. Suddenly, we came to a clearing where we saw an enchanted castle rising out of the mist. We didn't know who lived there. We had never seen this castle before. It was very unusual. So I told Philippe to wait outside, and I snuck into the castle to find my father. I tiptoed down the hallway. I looked high and low. At last, I found a spiral staircase that led to the top of the tower, and there I found my father in a dark, cold dungeon. Oh, Papa! Belle, my darling! You must get out of here at once! No, Papa, I can't leave you. And suddenly a shadow fell over Belle. Do you remember who it was? Who was it? That's right, a big, strange-looking beast. I was so frightened, but he was the one who could set my father free, so I begged him to please let Papa go. But the beast refused. Let's all say no in our big beast voice. No! But then I thought of an idea. Wait, take me instead. I promised that I would stay in the castle forever if my father could go. The beast agreed, so my Papa was set free. Thank you, Papa. Goodbye, Papa. I was to live in the castle and never go home again. Late that night, I tiptoed out of my room, and as I explored the castle, I learned it was a very enchanting place. There was a talking candlestick named... What's his name? That's right, Lumiere. And a talking clock named... Cogsworth. Yes, Cogsworth. And a little teacup named... Chip. And a sweet and kind, motherly sort of teapot who called herself Mrs. Cox. It'll turn out all right in the end. You'll see. Well, they asked if there was anything they could do to make me more comfortable, and I had to admit I was a little hungry. Hear that? She's hungry! Stoke the fire! Break out the china! Wake up the silver! Well, before I knew it, out danced the most wonderful dinner I had ever seen. Not only was all the food delicious, but all the forks and knives and plates came to life and sang to me while I ate and ate to my heart's content. Here we go. You ready? You want to dance? Be our guest. Be our guest. Put our service to the test. While their cups do their soft stewing, I'll be bubbling, I'll be brewing, I'll get more piping hot. Heaven's sakes, is that a spot? Clean it up. What's the company impressed? We've got a lot to do. Is it one long for two? For you, our guest. Be our guest. Be our guest. Big bow. direct into the dark, deserted room to see what the beast might be hiding in. I couldn't believe what I saw. Things were so different than in the rest of the castle. There was a large shattered mirror and a portrait on the wall. It had been ripped to pieces. It was all so dreary, it made me feel very strange. But then I found a beautiful rose in a glass dome. It seemed to be a magical rose because it glowed from within. As I moved closer to examine the rose, all of a sudden from out of the shadows, the beast leapt out. He gave his most terrifying roar. Everybody put your claws up! Put your claws up and roar! Roar! He was so angry and I was so frightened I forgot all about my promise to stay and I ran to leap away from the castle as fast as I could. We didn't get very far. I was surrounded by a hungry pack of wolves. And by the way they were looking at us, I could tell we were in big trouble. Suddenly the beast leapt out from in the forest as he fought all the snarling wolves. Oh, but during the battle, the beast had been injured. Poor thing. I felt sorry he was hurt, and I thanked him for saving my life. See, Belle began to realize that he was really very kind and gentle. There was something there that wasn't there before. Soon, everyone in the castle began to see that a change had come over the master. He was still a beast on the outside, but on the inside, he was learning something new, for he was learning how to love. Just a little change, small to say the least, both a little scared, neither one prepared, beauty and the beast. And then one day, I told the beast that I loved him, and right before my very eyes, he transformed into a handsome prince. You see, Belle fell in love with the beast for who he was on the inside, not for what he looked like on the outside. And because she cared so much for her, well, her love transformed and the magic spell had been broken. Such a thrilling thing to see. Everyone in the castle was celebrating. The prince and I were happy at last, and you can probably